You ever try to use a service and get the feeling that the system is, well, actively working against you? Today, we're diving deep into the user experience of some essential government apps in India. And we're going to frame this as a kind of modern day digital quest with comedian Varun Grover's brilliant monologue as our guide. So let's start the journey. This one question from Grover's stand-up set, it just perfectly nails the feeling we're talking about today. It's that mix of satire and total disbelief that so many of us feel when a system seems less like a service and more like a challenge you have to overcome. All right, so our hero's first trial kicks off on the Indian Railways booking website IRCTC. This platform is legendary for its digital hurdles. And as you're about to see, this isn't just about booking a ticket. It's a real test of endurance. So before you even get a chance to do anything, you're thrown into what Grover calls the CAPTCHA Garva, a chaotic dance of security checks. Just imagine multiple CAPTCHAs on one screen. Some are real, but others are just cleverly disguised ads. By the time you figure out which one is the real deal, your session has probably timed out anyway. And hey, just to spice things up, an animated assistant named Disha pops up. The comparison to Clippy from the old Microsoft Word days is just spot on. Disha is supposed to help, but most of the time she just gets in the way, adding yet another layer of distraction to its already a super cluttered process. So after battling the CAPTCHAs and waving goodbye to Disha, our user finally gets to the main event. They've already booked a ticket from Mumbai to Pune. Now, all they need is the return trip, Pune back to Mumbai. Simple enough, right? So you go to click the From drop-down menu and you change Mumbai to Pune. But for that split second, and I mean a split second, both the From and To fields say Pune, and bam, the system hits you with an error. It's impossibly fast and totally unhelpful. All right, so you think, okay, logic, right? Maybe I gotta change the destination first to avoid that temporary duplicate. So you leave the From field as Mumbai and try changing the To field from Pune to Mumbai instead. And guess what? The exact same thing happens. For that tiny moment, both fields said Mumbai. And now you're just stuck. You're completely trapped in this impossible logic loop. You can't change one field without triggering an error that stops you from changing the other. So the only way out, the only way to succeed, is this totally bizarre three-step workaround. You have to change the origin city to a completely random third city, say Hyderabad, then change your destination, and then change the origin back to what you wanted in the first place. It's a hack, it's not a feature. Okay, let's switch gears. On to our next trial, the UTS mobile app. This thing is designed for buying those cheap, unreserved tickets for local trains. And in theory, this should be the easiest transaction in the world. Now get this. The prize at the end of this whole digital ordeal is a ticket worth about 10 rupees. Yeah, 10. That's what, like 12 cents? Just keep that number in your head because the security you're about to see is just wildly out of proportion with the stakes. To get this super simple ticket, you have to jump through all these baffling hoops. You can't be too close to the station, but you also can't be too far. And on top of that, you need a time-sensitive password, all of which just makes you ask, why? And this is where you see the system's paranoia really kick in. The app won't let you book while you're on the platform because it's afraid you'll only buy a ticket when you see a ticket checker coming. But it also won't let you book from too far away because it's afraid you'll get caught without a ticket and then call a friend to book one for you. Okay, now just picture this. You're trying to be smart, right? You're on a connecting metro line trying to book your train ticket before you even get there. But as your metro zips past the first 3 stations, you're still way outside that 400-meter booking radius. You can't do anything yet. This magical, mythical booking zone, it only opens up for a brief moment as the metro is traveling between 2 specific local landmarks, an electronics shop and a food stall. I'm not joking. That's the reality of the geofence. You have this tiny, physical window to do a digital task. And how long is that window open for? We're talking 5 to 7 seconds. That's it. In that tiny amount of time, you've got to whip out your phone, open the app, navigate the menus, pray for a good signal, get an OTP, and type it in. It is pretty much impossible. So, what is going on here? This isn't just a glitch, It's not just sloppy design. There's actually a name for this kind of absurd user-hostile experience. It's called bad faith design. And the whole idea is that the system is built from the ground up with the core assumption that you, the user, are trying to cheat it. Now, sometimes this just comes from a clumsy attempt to stop fraud or from piling new rules on top of old systems. But the effect on you, the user, is the same. The service becomes almost unusable for all the people who are actually trying to do the right thing. I mean, look at the difference here. It's just night and day. User-centric design wants to empower you. It assumes you're acting in good faith. Bad faith design, on the other hand, pretty much assumes you're a potential criminal from the first click, and it makes you feel that way, just frustrated and constantly under suspicion. So, okay, what's the big picture? What's the real takeaway from this digital obstacle course? Why does this all matter beyond just one person's frustrating afternoon trying to book a ticket? The real price we pay is that it turns these super simple, everyday things into these high-stress puzzles. It forces regular people to find hacks and workarounds, like that ridiculous Hyderabad detour, just to use a basic service they're entitled to. It just creates this deep, unnecessary divide between people and the public services that are supposed to be helping them. And that just leaves us with this much bigger question to chew on, right? This goes way beyond a clunky app or a bad website. When the systems we rely on every day are fundamentally built on a foundation of distrust, what does that do to our relationship with technology? And maybe more importantly, to our sense of citizenship itself?